to Shadow Art Movie Maker. At times, there are innovations that changes human perception towards something forever. Apple did it with Apple computers, Apple One, Microsoft did it with Windows, Google did it with its search engine, Apple again did it with its iPhones and iPads, and Intel did it of late with Perceptual Computing SDK. What you are going to see today is another innovation that's going to change your perception towards entertainment and animation forever. Let's introduce you to this amazing world of Shadow Art Movie Maker, an augmented reality-based animation software powered by Intel Perceptual Computing software that's going to change your concept towards animation forever. You do not have to sit in blenders for hours to do the animation. You can relive your childhood once more with the software. So this is the basic interface of the software. When you start this shows you some basic options. First pane is actions, where you have several actions using which you can control your screen and everything. And then you have these tools, which are basically two types: asset gallery and scene gallery. Assets are nothing but the animation thing which you'll be using in your scenes, and scenes are the background. And this area at the center, where you are seeing my live stream 3D cutout which has removed the background, is the working pane, or where the feed from both depth camera as well as the RGB camera will be projected. Now, dear friends, let us start up with Shadow Art Movie Maker. What exactly is Shadow Art Movie Maker? This is a software that is built purely with a vision of providing easy and entertaining way of animating things and recording those animations. Everybody loves those cartoons and animations, but we really do not have the skills to build them by ourselves. So here, what we are trying to do is build a software that does it all for you. You can build your animation, both 3D world as well as your hand shadows. You can come up with nice little stories, movies that you can share with your friends, and at the same time, you can show it to your kids. It's amazing fun. So, talking about this, these are our basic filters. So you can see that I am right now in color mode. I can always switch back to black and white mode. This is the shadow mode. You can see my shadow cut out over here. We have a range controller with which we can really control the shadow. So now I'll try to bring about a shadow of a dog, but you can see that I cannot cut out this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the range controller, and you can see that drop cutout is there. This is the feed from the camera. However, this cannot be called a shadow art. There is too much noise. There is a lot of noise. So what we are going to do is use our filters to just eliminate this noise. Perfect. Now you can see the shadows. This is so noise free, and you can bring out the characters. You can play the characters. You can see it's a dog and deer and all right. So this is how we can make the characters by filtering out. You can further filter. Just watch that there are still some noise around the edges. This can be removed again using motion filter. You see the amount of noise that is being induced over here is almost removed to bare minimum. Now this is how you can make the shadows, but how do you animate them? So for animating them we require assets. Alright, so I'll show you how easily we can build our asset, real world asset over here. So I said that this is a speaking animal. We can say that this is a duck. So I'm going to make an asset of duck. What this software does provide you is a lot of input methods, touch, keyboard, mouse, and voice, of course. So I'm going to show you how simply we can capture an asset. You can see as soon as you have clicked capture new asset, there is a screen, and yes, this is fixed. Now you can either use mouse, or as I'm doing, use a touch to take the part of the screen which you think is well suited for the asset. So let me give a name, say duck. Alright, once you do that, you have that here. Once your asset list goes very high and you are unable to find them, we have provided an easy option for searching, just searching. Alright, once you click this or you touch this, this will be basically appearing over here. Now you can capture an animation object out of this duck. Now how you are going to do is just click on this capture animation button, and you can see the one green color rectangle comes that tracks your asset. Now once you escape it, it's been finalized, all the frames are extracted. It's going to show you with a preview animation option. You can see your animation has been extracted. Once you have previewed it, it will ask you to save it. I'll give it a simple name, say duck speaking. That's as simple as that. And that duck speaking would come down directly as a list of the, as a list over here. Now, going back, you have all sets of assets. Any asset you select over here, it has its animation list. It's not mandatory that you can take out multiple animations of the same asset. So we have one speaking, and I'll take another animation, say moving its head. So I'll go for capture animation, and I'll call it duck crying. Once I'm satisfied that enough number of frames have been extracted, even if you do not press escape after 50 frames, it's automatically going to finalize that. So I'm just going to preview the animation. It's a restless duck. So we'll say and duck moving head. So you can see whenever I select this duck object, it has got two animations over here. This is the same way we can also take out color objects. Now that's going to be another fun. So I shall show you how we can have some simple color animations also. You can see that this is a color object, and never ever it was possible to separate such objects. So you have to basically make them in a modeling software like Blender. But with Shadow Art Movie Maker, it's possible to separate it from its background. You can see the entire 3D view. If I can move around this object, and you can animate them, and in the same way you can store their animations. We can make an animation of it speaking, and you can save them. Now if you're not satisfied really with the way it's speaking, you can always change the range. adjust according to it, and you can capture it. So I'll do one thing. I'll say capture new asset. I have to adjust this one. Yeah, it's gone, it's done. So this asset over here is just a symbol. Take a rectangle and say crocodile, or say croco. Now one of the interesting thing is, as soon as you save them, automatically they are put into a dictionary, which can be where they can be populated through their voice command. See, this croco has appeared, and once it appears, you can always take its animation. Say I want to take the speaking animation of this character. All I'll do is I'll click on capture animation, and I'll just make it move, and I'll make it speak. Alright, if I preview the animation, you see it's here. So croc speaking. Alright, so we have both color animation as well as 3D animations ready. Now let us do what is the basic objective of this one. Just start up making a movie with this. Alright, making a movie isn't that difficult. All we have to do is we need to select a particular asset, select an animation. Once you have selected the animation, it also shows you an option of add animation to scene. Just select this option. You can see that this animation is cut out into a scene. Now it also shows you a black background, which isn't really nice to show a movie. So all you have to do is go to scene gallery. You can add your own background here, or you can take the images that have been provided through the software, and I'll take a simple background. Once you take the background, yes, you're into movie making mode. This is the most entertaining phase of this one. Now there is a lot of physics with these movies. Once you have this character, you can see my hand cut out a little. You are into augmented reality. Once you take your hand nearer to this object, it just starts animating. It keeps quiet. It just starts animating once you take your hand nearer to this. So if there are many number of characters in the screen, you can just take it nearer to each of these objects, and they'll be keep on animating. But that's not really funny, because if you have 20-30 characters, or say 10-20 characters, again and again taking your hand near to them isn't easy. You have to keep your hand in near. Now once you are into augmented reality, you want to do all sorts of things. One of the things that you might want to do is actually touch this character. That's what I'll be doing. As I touch, I can move this character all throughout the screen. Interesting thing is, you can, there is a lot of visual physics that is being included over here. Primarily, the camera is positioned absolutely at the center bottom. So once you bring the object closer to the camera, it will automatically be looking larger, and once you take this away from the camera, it's going to be looking smaller. So even though this is a 2D animation, because this entire depth map whole sort of thing works on 3D, we try to give the user a feel like 3D. Periodically there will be texts which will be giving user the hints as what he could or what he would not do. Alright, now This scene augments a larger scene, and you can move in the larger scene. Keep your hands close and just move around the scene. You can see the object will remain to be at the same place, so you can position different characters at different places. You can, go up like this, come down. You can have multiple characters. I'll show you. Come down. Now, see, there is one more physics. So when you are going down, basically, you are at the top, there are chances that the character is also coming up. But we have made it in such a way that the relative position of the character doesn't change. So you can see the character is over here. You can also take your hand nearer to the character. Or you can use touch to move around. You can take your hand nearer to the character. It starts animating. You can actually hold it and you can move around. So you do not have to use your touch. You can feel that. You can see a small, even though it's not very clear, the hand cut out. You can see I can close my hand in the open air and I can move around. I can use both the hands. I can use a single hand. I can move this around the places wherever I want, and that's it. That is how you can move them around. Now, if I wanted to continuously animate, there are several options that the software provides. I'll just double click or show index of signal. We have developed our custom gestures which user will find easy. So I'll just double click on this one. It brings about a menu. If I say flip direction, you can see its direction will be changed, which is so important. If you are making a character move from one way to the other, mostly this shadow art stuff, there will be directional. So either you'll make them with one hand or you'll make them with the other hand. So by flipping the direction, to change the direction. So if a character is moving from one side to another side, while going back, you can again change its direction. Now you have several other options. One of the option is, keep animating. So you do not have to again take the hand nearer to it. It will just keep animating. Now I'll bring some more characters and will show you some good features of this. Some very interesting animation going on over here. So I just say, I'll search for bird. Now have an origami bird. We can create all sorts of animation. I have an origami bird. I'm going to import that into my scene. This is my origami bird. Now I want this bird to fly in the sky and I want it to continuously fly. So I'll take this bird at the top. I'll select one option. Called copy path. And then I'm going to make it move the way I want it to move. So this path could be anything. You can bring it forward and then you can take it back. You can reverse its direction while copying path. Flip direction. The bird will move in other direction in this fashion. Now I'll say in path copy and I'll say path animation. Alright, now you can see that the bird will be keep on moving in this way. You can see the bird moving and the animal speaking in. Alright, now out of some of the most important features, this software gives you another great feature called Live 3D, where you can actually augment yourself into the scene. How am I going to do this? I'm going to select a Live 3D mode. Once I do this, I will be brought into the scene. So I'll feel like I'm sitting with the animation characters. You can see. So we can not only be working with the animation characters, I can adjust the 3D cutout. I'm gone. So you can actually have other 3D characters, real world 3D characters, in the same scene, interacting with, say, one hand shadow, another 3D characters. Everything can animate at its own speed, differently. You can bring about this in, and because this is made with a very sophisticated technique, you can actually use different objects. So different 3D objects getting animated at the same time in your screen. You can adjust them. You can see that both of them are at my hands. So yeah, this is how it can. Now, anytime you can, play around with them. You can see that with index of signal, I can bring about the menu, and then I can give stop animating, and it should stop animation. And anytime you can see that I can hold this. So whenever I bring my hand closer to any character, it will be animating. Yeah? You'll feel like you're holding the character. It's so real. Leave them, and that's how it's going to do. So again, you can place them at different positions. You can work with them. Alright, now this isn't all. This comes up with several other options. So one of them is live shadow into the scene. How does this work? Yes. See, now I am showing a shadow. This shadow will be communicating with this, so you can actually feed your live shadow directly into the scene to build beautiful systems, nice animations. You can teach your kids. That's not all. You have an option called video recording over here. You can actually record this whole thing. Hello, I am a duck little. I want to tell you how this animation works. I'll be moving around. I'll be jumping around, and I'll try to play around. I am very, very naughty also. Save this video clip. Your media is ready. We have also provided a media gallery. You can just go to Media Center, and you can see that your media that you've just created comes as a video feed. You can. Why am I duck little? I want to tell you how this animation works. I'll be moving around. I'll be jumping around, and I'll try to play around. I am body also. And it perfectly synchronizes your audio with video, and it augments the whole thing. So you can make movies, you can make scenes, you can share with your friends. That's how it works. Now, so far, we were seeing basic objective of this one, which is nothing but how the thing works. Now, how efficiently it works, we also have an option called voice. Generally, in voice speaking software, software that supports voice recognition, you generally do have different commands that are for propagating menu options. Now here, I have everything. Now here I have all the options. At the same time, you can also speak the asset name to search them. Say for instance, dog. Dog. You can see it has selected dog. Cat. 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 Yeah, the cat is selected now because the recorder is on, the response is not that fast. Duck. Fox. Fox. Yeah, so this is how we can select. Filter off. Filter off. See, the filter button has got off. Current characters. Current characters. Yes, so these are the animating characters which you are right now having in this scene, so that you can easily locate and trace them. Scene gallery. Scene gallery. Yeah, you can easily select scene gallery. Media asset gallery. Asset gallery. Animation frames. Color off. Color is gone. Color on. The color comes back. So this is several options by means of which you can actually control them. Now I'm going to again turn up this voice recognition up so that it does not behave out of the way. Now, you also have some commands for controlling your scene. So all you can do is, if your scene is large and if you do not want to go top and down, you can just resize them like this. Now your whole scene, the camera will be taking afar and all the objects will be scaled automatically according to this. So these are the main features of Shadow Art Movie Maker. It comes with amazing algorithms to do amazing things. If you look at some of the software's background removal technique, you do not see these gaps, and it's quite noisy. A lot of noise filtering has been performed, a lot of height tracking has been performed, and it comes with several other options. Live 3D I'll feed on. If you are a shadow artist, sometimes your face comes in between the shadow. That doesn't look nice. Go with face removal option. It's going to detect your face. It's going to cut out. So even if I'm nearer to the scene, it's not showing my face. So the face part will be cut off. It will try to cut my face so that only my hand part will be prominent. So there are so many different options that the software provides. It's a very powerful one, a simple one. You do not have to sit in any animation software, create bones, create masses. You can just log into Shadow Art Movie Maker. There are so many assets. If you're not comfortable building your own shadows at the beginning, I'll bring my face on. Doesn't look nice. So you can just log into the system, take the assets which are already there, bring them all in the scene, record and play. Show it to others, show it to your kids. They'll be really happy. I hope you have enjoyed this entire demonstrations of Shadow Art Movie Maker, the powerful beast of an animation software. That's going to change your perception towards animation. Now, people earlier used to tell you animation is tough, you got to learn them, but with this everything is going to change. All of you and me, we can sit, we can animate, and we can create our own animation movies. We can create whole lot of new experience for a whole lot of new people. See you from here. This is Rupam Das demonstrating Shadow Art Movie Maker. Hope you've enjoyed the movie. Thanks a lot. Hope you'd be